Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bean Cells podcast, where Beanie Boys banter about brutal bops. Once again, it's me, Manny, and it's him, Shorsh. How the bloody hell are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Yeah. There isn't really much else
Most excellent.
to that statement, but yeah.
No, not particularly. I mean, I'm starting to get back into the norm of everything,
He's
but
recovering after
life is
2 days. It took me what? Not even a morning. You little
Okay,
bitch.
so I went out and I got drunk on a Friday, and you'll tend to find that at some point when you
3
start into your
days.
late 20s, yeah, I know, but I drank quite a lot.
hell.
Okay, you've got to give me that. You've got to give me that. So yeah, it took me a long fucking time to recover, but I'm just about okay now. I've had some lovely fruit juices and a steaming shower, and I feel about okay. I feel about as all right as I'm going to right now. But
when I went out on, I didn't actually go out, but when I did it on Saturday, yeah. The thing that fucked me over was that in the morning there were so many like soft drinks that were left over, because no one finished them, and I was delegated the role of finishing them all. So my stomach ate all day. My stomach ate all day because I drank every single fucking soft drink, and because of how much sugar is in there, my stomach was done. So
man.
Yeah, mate.
I mean that'd finish off most people in given like regular circumstances, let alone when a hangover is. I
didn't have a hangover though,
mate. Fuck. Oh right, bitch. No, but still.
No, I'm joking.
Mate, just you wait until the age demon creeps up on you, and you'll start getting some big ones. But there's no time to be hungover anyway, because it's my favourite time of the month. It's your favourite time of the month, isn't it?
Yes.
Everyone's favourite time of the month. It's the bloody the metal monthly roundup. I nearly fucked that up really royally, but this is where we both go through 10 albums that we've been enjoying and that we reckon you should listen to, that are all some pretty bloody tasty metal. Yeah, I've got to say, my list is a lot more varied this time. There's some fucking bangers in there, and yeah, there's one on your list which I called. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Oh, but you did call it, but that was like very obvious because, like, come on, nothing was. Ooh.
It is extremely obvious because it is like an unfucking believable brutal death metal release. And
were you gonna put it on your list?
Yes, that was why I asked you, because you'd already said I've got a monster for this month, and as soon as I heard that, like my initial thing was like, right, that's going on my list. No, I bet this is the fucking thing he was talking about. I knew it
because I said it was like crazy. But actually, no, I'm not going to describe it because that would ruin it. You'd probably know what it is as well, because it did come out this month.
They might do, but yeah, I'll tell you what. In the spirit of good fairness, how about you start us off this month? Give us your first record.
My first one is from a great man called Julian Gonzalez. I fucking love this guy. He released a new video today, but yeah, he's a metal YouTuber. Specializes mainly in like brutal death metal. He does guitar covers and stuff. He's a fucking sick guitarist as well. But because he's had to have been like during all this quarantine, he's had to have been indoors for like most of it. He's barely been outside. He's barely seen anyone. I don't know what's wrong with him, but there's something that's making it so he has to stay in. So over the course of this time, he's been working on a one-man brutal death metal project. Oh boy, it looks fucking good. So in case none of you know Julian Gonzalez or haven't heard of this, it's one-man brutal death metal project called Hostile Deviancy, just a self-titled record. Man, this is good. The drums sound like the program drums on Viral Load. If you've listened to Viral Load,
yeah,
brutalized beyond belief. And also, like, his vocals kind of blew me away because I wasn't expecting him to be that fucking good at vocals, but honestly, they're good. And obviously, because he's a sick guitar player, then obviously there's just some chunky fucking ass grooves throughout.
Lovely.
It's very like a 90s brutal death metal inspired. It's not super like technical because I mean I was expecting it to be more of the technical like fast blastabation stuff.
Did you say blastabation?
Yeah, blastabation. That's what he calls it. That's what he calls it. He calls it blastabation. And I was expecting it to be more like blastabation, brutal death metal, because his favorite bands Disgorge and Brodequin and shit like that. Which that shit's just
yeah,
like, yeah, just all the way through.
Yeah.
But honestly, mate, it's four tracks, and I think maybe 5, or if not, the first one's just a sample. But yeah, seriously, this fucking thing is so chunky. Like, I found myself.
Was it chunkier than that burp?
Oh hell yeah, so much fucking chunkier. But that was a fucking chunky burp. That one was like from the depths of the fucking gallows that is my stomach. And
he should sample that burp and use it on his next album.
Yeah, Julian. You know what? We're gonna become best friends right after this, and we're gonna get you on here to do an interview, and you can sample whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, no, but mate, you should just start ripping some major farts into the mic and just get them to make an entire album based on
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a burper. Like literally, I just have to drink water, and that's me. I'm like already ripping some fucking fat ones from my stomach. But
yeah, absolutely.
Hostile deviancy. So I mean, it's very much like he's not tried to make the drums sound real. He's made it very like stream towards what every one-man brutal death metal band like would sound like if they had programmed drums. And yeah, I think you should check it out because mate, it's so fucking good. It's on Bandcamp, so listen to it there. And if you can't give him some money, I'm gonna give him some money actually.
Yeah, no, sweet mate. So give me the name of that again once more.
Yeah, that's Hostile Deviancy. Yes.
All right. No, I'll definitely be checking that out.
I'm doing editing now, so by now you will have heard a sample from it, and yeah, so enjoy that. I'll pay. Actually, here's the thing. I can take because it's not. It is on YouTube, but you know what? I'll pay him and then download it on MP3, just to say that I did it legally.
Yeah, no, we love supporting the artist on this podcast. We're a big
artist.
We're
also he's a good fucking YouTuber. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. I mean, when I tag it on Instagram, it will be like his personal Instagram because Hostile.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got to admit, I haven't heard of this dude, so I'll definitely be checking his stuff out because. You know, if he can make a fucking one-man brutal death metal project in quarantine, then clearly this is a dude I need to be making myself aware of.
Pretty sure he did it on GarageBand as well, which just makes it easy.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
that
that must have been torturous.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's only one step up from doing it on Audacity or something. That's
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Who has the audacity to use Audacity? That's the point. That's why they call it Audacity.
Yeah.
Like, who has the fucking audacity?
The audacity for someone to even be able to use this fucking thing. Actually, Audacity is quite a good piece of software. I don't want to trash Audacity. It's handy for certain things.
I've never used it, so I wouldn't know.
No, it does the job. It's well good for a free piece of software. But right, onto my first record then. The title of this album is quite fitting considering the fact that I've just recovered from a 3-day long hangover. But it's by a band called Serpent of Gnosis, and the album is called To Drink from the Infinite Well of Inebriation. Which is really funny. Essentially, this is death grind. And I know for a fact it features the vocalist from Job for a Cowboy. But if I look up who else is in this band, it's sort of it's a little bit of a super
If it's
group of
Death Grind, I'm
sorts.
sold. It's like I've been trying to find way more Death Grind in my time.
Yeah, no, genuinely, mate. Like this album, it's like 25 minutes long, and it's just fucking killer the entire way through. It is so fucking good. Like, so, yeah, definitely in that kind of like the Death Grind style, bit techie, but super fucking furious. Like, just the whole thing is a great fucking time. I'm just looking to see who the members of this band are. Oh, so it's got Max Lavelle of Black Dahlia Murder fame is in the band.
Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah. He's also ex-Spies Icon, ex-Goratory
So
Trauma
is this like a
sort of a super group? Kind of, yeah. It's got Darren Keska on drums, who's in Deeds of Flesh, Eschaton, Goratory, Inner Symmetry. Tony Siciandro on guitars, who's been in Cavarinthian, Job for a Cowboy, Contagion. Alan Glassman on guitars, who's in Goratory, Job for a Cowboy, Twisted Sacrifice, Despised Icon, and Johnny Davey, the vocalist from Job for a Cowboy. So it's got a lot of ex-Job for a Cowboy members, but a Black Dahlia Murder member and that other dude. Essentially, mate, this is it's a riot. It's just one of those albums which is... It's fucking brilliant, man. I've rediscovered it like in the last little while. It came out in 2019, and I was banging to it when it came out. But I can't remember what reminded me of it. I think I was going through like the Death Grind section on Rate Your Music, because I do quite like getting stuff from there. I just saw the album cover there. I was like, oh yeah, that fucking rips. It's so good. And yeah, no, it's there are far worse ways to spend like 25 of your minutes. It's so sick. There's some brilliant riffs in there. I think the drums are the real standout for me though. It's just it's relentless. It's a relentless little fucker of an album. I highly recommend it if you're into Death Grind. I'm assuming if you watch this podcast, you have at least a passing interest in Death Grind. So just fucking listen to it, mate. It's really good. So that's Serpent Gnosis. Yeah, just do it. I don't know, like pause the video, don't click off, because we like your view. We like the view.
Well, actually, they're gonna have heard a quick little sample, aren't they? So
there you go. So if you like how that sounded, go listen to it again. The Serpent of Gnosis with To Drink from the Infinite Well of Inebriation. It's very, very good. Highly recommended. What's your next album?
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. This next one is by a band called, or I don't actually know if it's a band or one man, but Medic Vomiting Pus with thoracoabdominal viscerectomy.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Good attempt on the pronunciation, mate. I probably would have done just as well as you there.
Thoracoabdominal viscerectomy. Thoracoabdominal viscerectomy by Medic Vomiting Pus. Even the band name just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it's just like a smorgasbord of gory sounding words. So, is this by any chance a gore grind project?
Yeah, or if not, it's like a death grind. It's like a gore grindy, a virgin death grind, because it kind of sounds like a mortician in some parts, but not like so chunky. But the drum samples sound like not samples, fucking program. I'm pretty sure they're programmed drums. But really though, the main thing that got me to this album was seeing the album cover of this fucking thing. It's like birds ripping up some dead person. So you know, you don't really see that all the time. Like album cover, like death metal album covers and shit in that realm don't usually have birds eating people, so you know that made me.
And plus, that would be one hell of a fucking way to go, man. Like I've always imagined getting pecked to death by a horde of birds would be fucking horrific. Like, there's a reason why Alfred Hitchcock made the birds, because as a concept, that is just harrowing, and also like you can
Dude,
also wrangle a bit of
I've got fear of it every day. yeah, have you ever like walked past some seagull and the motherfucker was having a bad day, so he dive bombed you? Like, it's the scariest thing. Or you're like holding
Yeah.
chips and that motherfucker dive bombs you, mate.
Oh man, honestly, I hate getting swooped by birds. It's around here at the moment. We've got like a family of magpies that have just decided that they don't like our cat.
Yeah,
and they just
they're
fucking
having rivalry of your cat, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. It legitimately looks like a scene out of Goodfellas, but reenacted by animals. Like it's like a full-on standoff. Birds are fucking brutal, man. Like I
Yeah,
fully agree. There needs to be somewhat of a resurgence of the bird in brutal death metal because horrid fucking.
Also,
creatures.
the art
we
style of
both
it's like kind of like a Japanese style art style. But continue with what you were saying as I'm
Nice.
getting up on Spotify.
Yeah. So we both live in like coastal towns as well, so we're both more than aware of the absolute danger and peril of the seagull. I mean, they're called the rats of the sky for a reason. I mean, I don't have a problem with any animal, but Jesus Christ, occasionally those fuckers are annoying. Just like being woken up in the morning by, it's not great. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
So tell me more about the sound anyway.
Yeah. Actually, I was wrong. It's not birds. It's like fucking ferrets. There's a turkey. There's two turkeys, and there's like a ferret and a cat and a skunk.
Man, ferrets are not much like birds. I'm not sure how you can get that confused.
No, it's the two turkeys. It's the two turkeys. I only really remember the two turkeys, even though they don't fly. But you know. Either way, moving on. Yeah, so to give you an idea of their sound, they did I don't know if it's a one-man band, fuck off. They did a cover of Gorvent. So, and if you know what Gorvent is, that's like a Japanese slam band. So,
yeah.
I mean, these guys are like gore grindy, slammy, like just, honestly though, it sounds great. This guy's vocals are fucking vomitous, and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a fucking gore grind record. Like, what do you want me to really say aside from it? It's good. It's fucking
exactly. I mean, with gore grinds, like people take the piss out of that style of music for maybe a lot of the stuff does sound the same, but the reason why we don't
it's like
most
most of what we listen to ends up sounding the same because everyone just always bases their stuff off the same album. It's like you got Carcass clones. There's a reason why Carcass clones is a term because there were so many bands that formed their sound off of Carcass.
Yeah,
you've got fucking
exactly.
In brutal death metal, I all that Blastivation stuff. You got so many Disgorge and Brodequin clones.
Ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, every like fucking slam worldwide band is copying each other.
Yeah, they're all ripping off like Ingested and Vulvodynia, right? Like every single one of those bands is just like, I mean, that's the thing. When Ingested first came about, they were really fresh, and now I just can't.
I've listened to the latest album, but it really didn't click because it just sounded like the slam worldwide bands, and it's probably just been ruined.
I know. I kind of feel bad for them, man, because when they first came out, they legitimately didn't really sound like anyone else, and it was because it was like a mixture of that like slam and deathcore, and then everyone ripped them off, and now that I can't really listen to them, even though I have a soft place in my heart for that first album because that was the bollocks when that came out. it was excellent, but no, cool, man. I will definitely, when next time I need to get my gore grind on, bam, I'm getting on that like fucking flies to shit. Fantastic.
Yes.
You're full of them tonight, man. Jesus.
I said like if I take a drink of anything, even if it's water, I'm going. But obviously because I'm on the grog. So I'm on the gargle.
Usually I have a little drinky alongside me to loosen me up for the podcast. What I don't think I can even look at an alcoholic beverage right now. No.
Yeah,
no.
some of my friends said they're having PTSD. I don't get them, but maybe I'm just an alcoholic. Follow my dad's footsteps. He's gonna love that.
Mate. Me too. All right. Okay. My next album. Oh, this is a beastie one. Is from a band from the UK. I'm pretty sure they're a really new band, and they are called Trauma Bond. And and this album is called The Violence of Spring. So essentially, I came across these guys because someone in the Facebook group I'm in posted them and said that this got played on the Radio 1 rock show, which, if you've just heard that sample, that's fucking hilarious. Like, this got played on the Radio 1 rock show.
Okay.
This is essentially like really fucking noisy grind stuff, like really like hectic, like quite like kind of like, when I listen to it, I feel like I'm going bug-eyed. Like, it's like maddening. Like, it's fucking brilliant. It's only a short little album, and the other thing that caught me about it is the album art is like hot pink and yellow, which is not
right. So it's
particularly
kind of
common.
like what was that one? Fucking Sunbather just made everyone very confused.
Yeah. I mean, with Sunbather, that legitimately looked as though it was like, I don't know. Yeah, it just looked kind of warm and inviting, whereas this is like garish, hot pink and yellow. So that's very eye catching. And then you like go on the actual album, and it's just fucking mental. Really, really cool stuff. Like, again, not particularly long, but just fucking it's like sticking your head in a fucking jet turbine, man. It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. I think it might be a two-member deal, and I think it might be a dude and a dudette, which is fucking cool. If two people can make, I think it is. If this is a duo of people that have somehow managed to make this fucking absolute racket, then I am massively impressed. And I'm also massively impressed that this got played on Radio 1, because I just like the thought of like some random.
Well, they do like up and coming bands sometimes, so it's impressive.
Yeah, I know. It's just I've never heard anything that heavy. The only thing I'd say that's really heavy I've heard on Radio 1 before that is
my friend said that Napalm Death, when he was listening to like one radio station, he said Napalm Death's You Suffer was played twice. But I guess that's also become a classic in the UK. Because
it has become a good.
The guy who played all fucking kinds of music. Yeah, he would
play
John Peel all the time. John Peel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he did. He pretty famously, I think he played NWA, then Napalm Death, which is just mad to think about. You know what I mean? And he was the first person in the UK to play both of those bands. But yeah, the only thing I like really heavy I've heard on Radio 1 is during the Edith Bowman show, the guy from A Day to Remember came on, and he got them to play Reign of Darkness by Thy Art Is Murder, which was kind of cool to hear at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Radio 1. Just like, what the fuck? Like, apart from that, I mean, the idea that just some random would turn on their radio and get this trauma bond. It's just an amazing thing to consider. But yeah, if you want to get your face grinded off by some fucking hot noise, ooh boy, no, it's serious business, man. Like, I think I'm also underselling like how emotionally taxing it kind of is. There's a couple of sections I remember being really quite like, are these people okay? Like it doesn't feel like you necessarily just listen to people screaming into a microphone or whatever. It feels like someone's really getting some shit out, and I do like when you get that as like that sense listening to like aggressive music, like someone's kind of really putting themselves on display in that way. But super fucking cool, man. Again, it's Trauma Bond and The Violence of Spring. It's really, really good. Highly recommended. What is your next record? Give me that shit.
My next one, some of you have probably heard it, but this is a Spectral Voice with Eroded Corridors of Unbeing.
Oh yes, this is a fucking album.
Yeah, this is your realm, because you love your death doom. I'm not a huge fan, but on the last MMR, I had a Death Doom record as well. Well, that was like an EP. This is a record, isn't it? So, maybe I'm starting to like it. But
we're turning him. We're slowly turning him.
I was listening to fucking what are they called? The like quintessential epic doom band. The ones who make Bewitched. Candlemass.
Oh, yeah, Candlemass, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a doom metal band, but yes. Either way, Spectral voice. I mean, I don't talk much about fucking doom at all, so you know, it's not really my ballpark to talk about it. But
Mm.
it was good. I'll say that. I mean, if I enjoyed it, it's definitely good because some
Yeah.
doom, like especially death doom, it's like just playing the same riff over and over again at a very slow tempo is not interesting. For like a good doom album, I think you need to have an atmosphere.
Yes, definitely.
The album title of this fucking thing is that atmosphere. It's like you're walking through an eroded fucking corridor, and just like your existence is depleting. So unbeing, and like some of these guitar tones, man, like I don't even know if the tuning's that fucking chunky, but the tone is really, really fucking chunky, and everything sounds kind of spaced out all the time, which I thought was interesting.
I have heard this album, and I can't honestly say that I remember it that clearly, but the one thing that did stick in my mind about this was definitely just the general production of it, like because it sounds like you're being. Like I remember personally feeling as though it didn't really have much in the way of like songs I could remember, but it was more like an atmosphere piece. It's like it's like the
warning album. I don't remember anything. Yeah, it's like Warning. I don't remember anything off of Warning, but like I think that's good that I don't remember anything off of that, because if I did, I'd be fucking depressed. Like all the time. And so. I don't think with doom metal you're supposed to remember, because it's meant to just be an atmosphere and it really needs to be in that moment. This is from someone who hasn't really stepped much foot into doom metal, but yeah. It's I mean
that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
I don't remember any of the riffs, but it makes me feel like these are the fucking memories of a necrosadist that I was listening to when I was heading to sleep. So really, like the album title is what you remember, because that's the atmosphere that album creates, and that's what doom metal is, I guess, to me. So
no, sure. Yes, I mean, there's certainly some doom which is like really super riffy, where it's like there are like catchy riffs, and then if you start getting into like
epic doom kind of bands, like I was saying, Candlemass, that's more riff wise, and also very vocal metal. I just had a fucking stroke. Vocal metal.
Oh, he's still having one.
Vocal melody driven.
There we go.
Was that so fucking hard?
You got there in the end, but yeah, the vocal melodies on Candlemass are definitely like. I mean, that was like basically the first metal band that had that really like the high pitched falsetto, like operatic kind of style of singing that I really liked, because I liked how it was. As opposed to it being, it
doesn't sound like a fucking woman.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got a bit of guts, and it's super miserable. And I like some miserable sounding music. But, so definitely.
What we were on about before was
Spectral Vision.
Spectral Voice. That was sang Sugabog.
Spectral Voice.
Spectral Voice of Eroded Corridors of Unbeing.
Yes, definitely listen to that. I'll tell you what, that's definitely like reminded me I need to check that out again, because I really like that album, but I think I've only listened to it like twice, and that was like a couple of years ago. But yes, good record. Definitely go check that out. Wait for me to just unlock my phone real quick so I can tell you what my next album is. Right. So you actually got me onto wanting to check out like loads of super blasty black metal, because you're like, oh yeah, I really like Dark Funeral. And I was like, I was just like, oh yeah, I fucking love Dark Funeral. Dark Funeral is fucking great. So I was like, okay, listen to Dark Funeral, and then I went on to the old Metalum and went to the similar artist section. I was like, give me more things that sound like this, like super blasty but kind of melodic black metal, because that's something I just don't get bored of. And I was looking through, and out of all the bands that I looked through that have sort of were listed in that, the one who I came across, who I really liked, who I'd never heard of before, called Ragnarok, and they've got an album called Diabolical Age. guys, I'm quite surprised I've never heard of them because they're actually from Norway, whereas like
Oh, right.
Dark Funeral are from Sweden, I think.
So
but
they are from true black metal land.
Yeah, no, from actual true black metal land. Definitely, you can draw comparisons with Dark Funeral for sure, in that it is like super blasty. It's like it's just blast beats the whole way through, really fast blasting and like trem riffs, right? It's like
blast
it's very
black metal.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, this isn't a reinvention of the wheel by anyone's standards, right? But fucking hell, it's good. It gave me some big old feelies in my belly when I was listening to it. You know, it made me feel as though there was a swelling of pride and of like fucking yeah. It definitely gave me a feeling of being on top of a mountain with my claw out, just fucking like watching the destruction of the world below me. Exactly, you know, and that's exactly what I want to feel and listen to when I'm listening to black metal, and it's super super good, man. Like in terms of like that day, I must have listened to about 12 bands that were even remotely similar to Dark Funeral, and that was definitely my favorite one. That album came out in '97, I think, so it's definitely got quite a lot of that, like the production value is there, but the thing I like too is that it's definitely raw, right? But it's not like you're listening to like old Burzum or something, or like Mayhem. Like it's a little bit more drum forward.
You say so much stuff weirdly. I've never heard anyone say bosom.
That's how Vargy Boy says it though.
I thought he said Burzum or something like that.
Burzum. Oh yeah, it's Burzum.
Yeah,
No, that's
like
my fuck up,
isn't it?
Burzum. Yeah,
not that I listen to Burzum. I'm not some fucking Burzum. I'm not some fucking elitist that listens to.
Nah, mate, I've never been a fan, but yeah, no, Ragnarok. If you want like super blasty kind of black metal, yeah, like, you know, stuff like Dark Funeral, Immortal, you know, that kind of thing. The shit I really love in black metal, like it's definitely of that vein, and I'm putting it on this specifically because I'm really surprised I've never heard of them before, considering that they are Norwegian. So, you know what I mean? It's really, really, really good. I'm definitely going to delve into more of their discography because I've only been listening to this one so far. So it's a bit of a banger. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a banger. But yeah, the album is called Diabolical Age. It's well good. You should go and listen to it. Yeah. give them something else that they should go listen to.
Mate, Steve is gonna love me for this one, or he's gonna fucking hate me. And as well, I'm exposing what I'm doing now. But my very good guitar teacher, who I haven't seen in a while at this point, he has a bit of a thrash band. He does, and they are called Hive, and they don't really have like.
Yes.
I've talked to you about them before, but I just thought I should actually mention them because they are very good. Their singer, like, I fucking love his vocals. But they don't really release albums because they're of the mindset that the album is dead, so they're just gonna periodically release like EPs and singles. Because with the way that the music environment is working right now, people have such a short attention span. I mean, we said it in like the Trivium episode, I'm pretty sure, but especially with pop music, you'll realize that like for a month there'll be like one person who's really fucking popular, and then the next month, like, no one will be talking about them ever again because they haven't released anything. Or if not, they will continue to be talked about because they'll keep releasing just singles and EPs and singles. So I had to choose one. So they have a 4-song EP, they have a 2-song EP, and they also have a single, which is their latest thing. I chose to go with the 2-song EP because that's the one I've listened to the most. So it's Hive Mind with Chamber of Judgment.
Nice.
Oh, dude, there's like, fucking hell. Where do I even start? So there's one of the tracks called Furnace Fed, which like the chorus is just this really chunky, very fucking headbangy riff. It's just and the singer's just going furnace fed. It's so fucking good.
Furnace Fed is a strong title. That is a strong title.
It is a very strong title. And there's like furnace fed against your will. It's like
nice,
sick.
Like that.
And the other one is something about thunder or something. I mean, look at us being professional. Look at us being very, very.
Be thunderous with your typing.
Lightning crit.
Lightning cribs. Nice.
Let me look how professional I'm being.
Mate, you edit now. You can edit this out if you want.
Yeah,
you can make us.
Yeah. Yes,
I think we should keep it in so everyone knows we suck.
Yeah, we suck, fucking arse. But this one has like a very bluesy riff, and it's a very fun riff as well. But it's like, dude, it's so bluesy, and it's really sick. It makes me want to fucking dance my heart out as well, you know. I mean, I get the feelings whenever I'm listening to this track. And it's just two songs.
I love bluesy metal played right. Like, you know, I'm an absolute mark for that shit. Yeah.
But do you know what? Like, it's just two songs, so it's not gonna take that much time. Like, but I will also talk about their latest release, which is the single called "Echoes of the Void." Now that sounds very power metal-y, but I assure you, this is definitely a thrash fucking song. But it has this great melodic, like this vocal part in the chorus is like always in my head. He just sings the song title, but it's like in a certain way, and the riff is like dun 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 dun, and it's so fucking good. On the first album, just for those who would like to know, my guitar teacher, I don't think he writes any of the music. He just does some of the solos. But honestly, on Chamber of Judgement, there's two solos, and they pan like they're both different, but he did both of the solos, and mate, there's two solos on the song Lightning Crypt.
Yeah.
And there's one of them that sounds so fucking sick. So genuinely go check this out. Support them, especially because they're local to our area. They are from Kent.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just fucking sick. And also because it's my guitar teacher, it's kind of good to know that, you know, he's into everything, obviously, but it's kind of funny that he plays in a band that is in the same genre that I enjoy. I mean, he kind of spawned this whole thing of me being into death metal, because there was like a Suicide Silence song. I mean, I don't really listen to Suicide Silence anymore, but there was, because I was trying to get sweep tapping down, and there was one Suicide Silence like very slow sweeping part. I think it's an
no pity for a coward, isn't it?
Like,
yeah,
right at the end, right at the end of that, and and it's very easy, and that kind of made me go further and further and further down. So, you know, cheers to him, and yeah, he now knows what I've been doing with myself as well.
No, excellent. That comes with a recommendation from me as well. Like I know about Hive one because they are a local thrash band, and they're really fucking good. Like not just for a local band.
Their riffs are so good.
Yeah, no, they're wicked, great fun. I'm quite shocked that I haven't seen them live yet, actually, which I'm sure when things start opening back up.
No, they were gonna do a show, and I was gonna go to it, but COVID fuck that one. I think it was with Road Mutant. Well, there's another recommendation. Go listen to Road Mutant.
Road Mutant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Road Mutant are fucking wicked, man. They're really, really, really fun band. But yes, go listen to Hive Mind.
That was Hive Mind with Chamber of Judgement and just everything they've made, because it will take you.
Yeah, no, just. Well, you can listen to the whole discography in like half an hour by the sounds of things. You know, get it down here, mate. Get it fucking down here. All right. So this next one I have on here kind of as a response to one of the ones that you had on a previous episode of MMR, where you brought on Komodo dragon themed gore grind. Well, what they call
Komodonesia. Yes.
Komodonesia.
Komodonesia.
Komodonesia, which was very fun. I enjoyed that, and I just like the fact that there was Komodo dragon themed metal. Like that's great because Komodo dragons are fucking sick. But
They
now
are very cool. Anything scaly is cool. They help. Alligators help create death metal because they're from Florida, and we all know they're the most brutal animal that ever exists, and also they're the cutest animal that's ever existed.
They're literal dinosaurs. They haven't changed in millions of years. They don't need to. They're boss, you know. But so as a response to that,
make funny memes.
I present to you some technical brutal death metal, which is themed after ostriches.
I think I know who you're about. Is this the fucking Japanese band with the album Ostriched Existence?
Yes, it is. The band are called Shinda Saibo no Katamari. And I'm probably completely butchering that the pronunciation. But yeah, their album is called Ostriched Existence.
They have one called Emued, and that
Turkeyectomy. Like, even if you don't listen
I saw this was when I brought up MDMA last time. It was From Lifeless Chasm, and it was with because it was a pre-order and it's being dropped at the same time as Ostriched Existence was. Yeah. So yeah, but I listened to it. But that was later.
Yeah, what do you think?
So yes, this is fucking great. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, no. So it's I think technical brutal death metal is a good way of putting it. It's sort of like quite a chaotic kind of mathy thing going on with them as well.
Just masturbation, brutal death metal, technical brutal.
I
keep having fucking strokes.
Yeah, don't do that. It's like, you know, you've been clogging up your arteries with too much slam, mate. You're gonna die. But yeah, this band, they're really talented as well. Like it's definitely well fast, well complex, technical brutal death metal, but they're really like the rhythm section in particular is mad. Like the drummer of this band is a nutcase. Like they're throwing out.
Yeah, but they're Japanese. Oh no, they're from some Asian country, and you know, like whenever it's like brutal death metal or slam from an Asian country, it's good. Just like look at Vomit Remnants, look at Gorven, look at Medic vomiting pus. Like any of that shit's just like.
They take this shit super seriously. I don't know what it is culturally that makes it that way, but they really take this stuff super seriously. They make some fucking ridiculously good music over in Asia. But yeah, even if you don't listen to this, right? I just implore everyone to go and check out these song titles. Yeah, I'm gonna get it up on the old spotters right this second because. Jesus Christ, I was in actual fits of laughter looking at this.
Yeah, I was as well.
Flightless One, Ostriched Existence, Emued, Turkeyectomy, and my personal favourite, Infected Ostrichment. Oh, it's fucking Infected Ostrichment. That's amazing.
Emued to plant words of immured, isn't it? I don't even know. I tried to look up what immured means, but it just keeps coming with immure.
Oh, it's a torture method. It's a torture, like being immured.
Oh well, that fits the band name Immure then.
Yeah. They are quite torturous. Even though I am like cleanly on record as being an Immure apologist. I love Immure. Like I like breakdowns and sometimes. But
there's a broad definite band called Immured. They're slightly better. Immured.
Yeah, but, well, they're at least more credible amongst the metalheads because I know their lyrics are shit, all right, but sometimes I just want. You know what I mean? But yeah, back onto Shinda Saibo no Katamari. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah,
Yeah.
even if you don't give a shit about the meme and you just want some good like tech brute stuff, yes, mate, big recommend. It's genuinely good and like how much of this stuff can you say is ostrich themed? None of it, not one. So big ups to them for coming up with a good concept. So absolutely, go! You should listen to it. It's really good. What's something else that's
should really listen to it. I think you should listen to this fucking album.
It's pretty good. Like he had to get all up in his camera just to convince you otherwise. Like if you don't feel threatened by that, I don't know what's going to work. But
you know what?
Give us your next.
Here's the second sample.
Oh, we're gonna make you like it. What's your next album?
Fuck it. Third sample. Emued. And we're cutting. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna put you through a fourth one. You thought I put you through a fourth one, you dickhead.
Just tell them the next album, man. We're gonna lose all of our viewers at this point.
I've power now, but either way. Next one is oh mate, I should have waited to do the third one. I could have gone. Next one is another sample, but there's not going to be another sample unless. But who knows? Either way, next one is going to be Limbsplitter with chloroform cocktail.
Like an airbag.
Some of you may have heard of Limbsplitter. Limbsplitter has the vocalist of Sang with Sugarbog. Yes, that is the lovely, lovely, lovely hunk of a man called Devin Swank. What a surname.
Lovely.
Can we just say that surname's fucking sick? Devin Swank.
It's swanky. That's a swanky ass fucking second name.
Surname. Yeah.
It is.
But, yeah. You know what, Devin? You're pretty swanky. Either way.
He is. He's got the swag.
Yeah. Also, his vocals are very swanky. But yeah, no, this is like if you listen, because this was before Sang with Sugarbog, I believe, because this came out in 2018. Chloroform cocktail.
Nice.
Yeah, or something like that. And you can hear where the vocals for the new Sang with Sugarbog album have come from, because here he's doing that same like shit. So you know, but. It's not like Sang with Sugarbog, it's definitely like a brutal death metal thing. This is Blasturbation, brutal death metal. Also, some of these riffs are like semi-melodic, but it's like a lot of tremolo picking.
It's what I like.
Yeah, also, they use samples to good effect, because in the first one, the first song is called, oh, fucking hell. Oh, no. Bound to the file or bound to the file, something like that. And they don't just because like some bands put in some random sample and it has nothing to do with the song. Like Cranium do that. So some of them have nothing to do with the song. The song Midget Fucker. The song Midget Fucker, like the intro kind of has nothing to do with it. But yeah, either way. Or Levidity's Lacerations of an Unclean Twat. That has nothing. Like the sample just doesn't make sense. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, Limbsplitter, because the first one, bound to the Defilement or something like that. The intro is like the sample is some guy like whispering to a man about some story of like him finding some woman, and he starts fucking her, and she asks for a ball gag, and then she starts like what is it, going into seizures or something, and then he's like, and then afterwards like. She just started going, and apparently, so she was like seconds away from death. So I guess she died and shit herself. because that's what happens when you die. Or if not, she had dysentery death, one or the other. But
Yeah.
at least that makes sense of the song, because she was bound to defilement. Because I'm assuming if they got a choker, they went a bit further. But yeah, no. I listened to this because Devin Swank's inside of it.
Yes.
Obviously. He's also in another thing, but that was along with the Sanguisuga Bog Boys, so everyone knows about it. That's called Daskinzia. But yeah, this is very Blastabation. A bit more technical on the guitars. And he's not always doing like the in hell fucking like soggy stuff. He's mainly just doing some like exhale stuff, but there is but it's like very much just like a low, but it sounds like dry heaved, if you get what I mean. It's like a low, but there's a little bit of dry heaving in the back of there. But there'll be some sections where it does the inhale shit. Yeah, no, I can't recommend this.
I'd like give me. I mean, that guy has made me fall back in love with inhaled vocals. I was well off of. I kind of forgot they were even a thing for a long time.
Yeah, but like his inhales sound like his inhales are at least guttural sounding. You know, they sound wet.
Yeah, they do. They sound like.
Whereas some people just go like that, and that just sounds dumb. Or if not, they don't do the tongue position thing. They just go. Like that. And that sounds dumb.
That was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, I make some faces. But if you do the tongue position like this and go, it sounds decent. That sounds like snuffed on sight in hell vocals, you know, and that's just good. But yeah, no, honestly, Limbsplitter, Blastabation, technical kind of stuff, good brutal death metal. The album's censored on Spotify. You're a bunch of fucking pussies. Not Limbsplitter. Spotify's a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, it happens all the fucking time, doesn't it? With like,
mate, it's not even like a clever censor. It's not like that one Lividity album where Lividity seems to just put on some fucking weird ass like obnoxious pink polka dot bikini on her. No, this one's literally like the tits are like drawn over in black.
Yeah.
It looks like it was. It looks like it was an MS Paint job, you know.
Probably was like, I'll give you a fucking censor. Fuck you, Spotify. Like literally, like do it in 5 seconds. It's like there you go. Go look at the actual album cover on Bandcamp if you want.
Yeah. Or buy it. If it's
or buy it on Bandcamp, yeah. Nah, lovely.
Yeah.
Limbsplitter. I'll have to definitely check that out.
Limbsplitter with Chloroform Cocktail. Also, the album cover is pretty good. Chloroform Cocktail. I don't think we should brush past that. Why waste time? Right. Why waste time getting your chloroform and putting it on their mouth when you could just give them a cocktail and their chloroform?
Yeah, you can make it tasty as well. You can make it like a Long Island iced tea. You know,
and no one knows that it's you attacking them because. Yeah, with chloroform, you gotta go like that, all right, or like that. So it's less suspicious, and it probably tastes nice.
You would imagine.
Either way.
You would imagine. But lovely. I will definitely 100% be checking that out because I do like anything old Devi's in. He's a good boy. Yes. He's a good boy. Oh yes.
Always very good.
So naturally, on this podcast, I feel as though any MMR that we have, there just has to be at least 1 or 2 records to fill the slam quota. Even if I'm not like doing 100% slam of any one given week, there has to be at least 1 slam record. And
I've got slam one as well.
Yeah. But we have, you know what I mean? We can't hide our true passion for big dumb caveman riffs on this podcast. It was what helped form this podcast. It's something that bonds us together as mates. We both love it. And this week, my slam pick is from a band who have not existed for quite a long time now and do not have much released out, but they've just found their way onto streaming services. I'm very glad for that because I hadn't heard of them before. It's a UK band called, I'm going to try not to fuck this up, Blasphemized. as in like blasphemy, but ties, blasphtized, yeah. No, there's no
I'd say
no
it's
why, it's blasphtized. But yeah, no, maybe that's how you say it, but that's not how it's spelled on page, so I'm just going blasphtized. And with their part of a three-way split called vomiting putrid blasphemy. Yeah, like I said, this was a part of a three-way split with I can't remember the name of the other bands. One of them, I think one of them's called Putridity, not that Putridity. I think the other one's something to do with anal vomiting. Lovely, usual slam stuff. But yeah, but this is their 3 or 4 tracks from that split are up on Spotify, also up on Bandcamp and everything, and this is fucking great fun, man. If you want like some extremely fun, down and dirty, but quite creative slam at the same time, I can't recommend this enough. They're a band that existed until like 2008 in the UK. I found out about them because the band Crepitation, who are also UK slam legends, posted, like basically said, "Oh look, all their stuff's up online. We toured with these guys a bunch back in the day. You should go listen to it." And if Crepitation reckons it's good, I'd be inclined to believe them, and they were fucking right. Yeah, just fucking dumb, groovy slam riffs, but also some really good bass playing, like some really cool, interesting bass playing. Now, I think if you've been paying attention to my opinions at all, you would have figured out that I'm a big believer in the power of bass guitar in any metal. Like I think,
bass guitar,
like, I think it's super important, and like what this bass player brings to this band essentially is like just like some really weird choices in parts he plays. So they'll be playing like a fucking slam riff, and everything, but what he's doing underneath it just gives it so much more character than if he was just following the riff. And it's just super good. The vocals are obnoxious and fun and kind of stupid. There's lots of like.
Is it the kind of stuff where it's like, that's so sick. I love people what's the band? Vomiters. Oh, dude, that guy does like because like you can hold a guttural. When officer's taking a guttural and making a that was a shit guttural. I've got phlegm at the moment, but you know, there's taking like just a straight guttural, but then officer's taking it and like adding like a inside the fucking thing, and having it so it's more tasteful and it sounds way more chaotic. Like if you have a chaotic style riff, where it's like a blast beat and like the guitar's like going like that. If you add a vocal part that's either a low to give it like a bass part to it, or a high to really fit in, that follows that weird pattern, dude, it sounds so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I'm a mark for it. I love those kinds of like vocals where it just feels as though they're just spazzing out and having some fun with it, you know. Like, and you definitely get that on this. It's just really like some really cool fucking like slam parts, like some really cool slam parts, like really super fun, bouncy. There's some good blast sections too. But the thing, like I said, the things that really stand out to me on this are the bass playing and the vocals are excellent, and plus there's some really cool samples on here, but it seems like their thing is like being blasphemous. It's kind of they're called blasphemized, and one of my favorite ones, I think my favorite sample on the whole thing is they use like a bit from Lil Nicky, which is an Adam Sandler film, which I used to love when I was a kid. So I immediately recognized it. And it's like, it's just a fucking preacher, just like going to do a sermon in front of like his crowd of followers. And he just starts like taking the piss, just like, and then on the third day, flippity schmibbity bibbity, this God is just a bunch of fucking nincompoop, and like you can just hear them all gasping. It's great fun, man. I highly recommend it. I feel as though that era for UK slam produce some really good stuff, like which doesn't get talked about as much anymore, and I feel like it
No.
should do. Like, yeah,
I don't think I know many
Crepitation.
UK bands that would slam, so you know.
There was definitely a little scene going on, like sort of like mid 2000s, where there was
Man,
definitely.
I wish I lived in an era where there was like a. I mean, at the moment, thrash bands are going off on one in the UK for some reason, but
Man, and
in this
there
area,
does seem to.
there's just nothing.
Well, yeah, no, it does seem as though I'm quite surprised that the brutal death metal movement that really is kicking off overseas, like, isn't.
Brutal death. Well, actually, most of them started out as old school death metal worshippers, but then all of a sudden, like they all found out what brutal death metal was, so they all became a brutal death metal band, I guess.
Yeah, but it like, even if it just any form of death metal, it doesn't. I mean, obviously there's a few exceptions, but like it doesn't really seem like it's kicking off as much as I feel as it should be. Like because like, you know, you consider like about over in America, especially in certain states, like in Texas, man.
Texas.
I tell you what, I've got a few buddies in Texas, and just it's fucking crazy over there, man. Like I'm so envious of their local scene.
Like a big one.
Yeah, massively.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think around this area they were good. I didn't expect to have any like some fucking like chunky death metal bands or anything around. This is where we live. Like most of what you'll find here is some fucking 50-year-olds just doing covers of AC/DC songs and
I mean, that's the reason why I always try and take as much active interest in this stuff as possible, because I just want there to be more focus on like just better stuff than that. Like I feel like when metal becomes about like, oh, do you know about Metallica? Do you want us to tell you about Metallica again? It's just like, fuck off, man. Like if we keep it like talking about this all the time,
like especially the big metal outlets aren't using their fucking popularity to shine on new bands. They're just talking about random bullshit that no one actually gives a shit about. I remember there was
I wonder what Corey Taylor thinks about this.
Yeah, I wonder what Corey Taylor thinks about this. Ironically, you say that because what's this fucking name? Rockfeed. Yeah, that fucking guy made a video on something about Corey Taylor's wife, and it's like it was something like she didn't know how to use Discord. I don't give a shit.
Pressing rock news, pressing very urgent news that everyone needs to be made aware of. But yeah, that's an whole other conversation in of itself. Right?
Moral story is get out there, and if you have a few friends that, or if you have
fucking band,
if you have a friend that enjoys this music, make them play an instrument like I have, because I don't have a band anymore. I'll say it now. Shameless plug of me not having a band anymore. I'm forcing someone to play drums for me now. So you know,
sweet.
Sick one. Yeah. Moral story: make a fucking band. If you have the ability to, try and be somewhat original. Just have some good fucking riffs, and sick, memorable vocal parts, and blast away on those drums and have some groovy bass lines.
Have some fun, lad. That's the most important part. And they definitely had fun when they made Blasphetized, Vomiting Putrid Blasphemy, which if you want to get some slams in, oh boy, yeah. I actually need to listen to the other band's contributions to that split, actually, because I really enjoyed this. It's proper good. Go and listen to it. Well, what's your next album, mate? I don't know why I said that so weird.
My next one is one that I'm surprised I haven't. One that I've known for a little bit, but I even bought the cassette. But it's just that. Well, I mean, you know what it is by now. You do, because it's the only cassette that I've recently bought, and as well, if any of you have watched the video I put out this morning, actually, I put it out this morning. That whittles it down a bit, but I knew of this and I showed this to you. But obviously you'd been listening to so much death metal that you weren't, it didn't really stick. Whereas for me, lately I've been really getting into it, and that is Rotting with Crushed.
Nice.
Yeah. let's just get the elephant out of the room. The lyrics in this thing are awful. I already said it yesterday, but the one that you picked up was the one that I said in the video, which was just my erotic thoughts cause erection. Yes, they would do that. They would do that, you know.
That's generally how it works.
Usually if something's erotic, that means
you're going to have a reasonable reaction. Yeah. Like, no, the one on this that stood out for me in terms of the bad lyrics was the what was it? My cock lays
that's
seven
the one that
on
I
the
said
floor.
to you. Yeah,
Why?
what was it? It's on the same song, Christian Castration, and it's just like first of all, the title should tell you Christian Castration, and then afterwards it's severed dick lies limp on the floor. Why? It's like, you castrated it, you motherfucker!
Yeah, and you did it a few seconds ago, and you're already wondering what happened.
Yeah, you're already wondering why. Also, the broken English is a thing. As well, these guys are like from America, I believe, as well. So, no, they're from Canada. So they might be.
Oh yeah, maybe they're French Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, they might be from Quebec. But yeah, either way, the fucking songs are good. You told me it has a sample from is it House on Haunted Hill? Or it's one of those ones about a house. Where it's the guy that goes up to a woman and says, piss yourself.
Oh, Last House on the Left. Yeah.
Last House on the Left. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it has a sample from that. But honestly, this thing, like, it jump scares you. Because at the beginning, the first track, called Sexually Tortured, it does nothing, and then all of a sudden it just goes, oh! And then it jumps into the fucking riff. And like, then afterwards, you think the song's, then after the song stops, you're like, all right, next track, we're going on to Christian Castration next, and afterwards he does the fucking shout again. And it's just very energetic all the way through. It's very energetic, and some of these riffs are groovy as fuck. And also, I did find this from the vlog, so if you draw the comparison of me going, it has Godzilla sound effects, that is because of him. I find it very funny that it just goes, it has Godzilla sound effects, like right into the fucking camera, and then after it just plays the Godzilla, because the riff has this pinch harmonic, it goes, the voice crack has some great part there. And then after at the end of the song, it's like it's the Godzilla roar but cut off, and it's on pitch with the pinch harmonic. It says right at the end of the song. It's very funny. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've heard this
beefy,
and I definitely liked it. But even though I wouldn't necessarily say it's something which I'd come back to listen to all the time, the thing I really enjoy about it is like it's got that kind of raw energy to it. You know what I mean? Like, I like the energy of it. It feels very live. It's very obviously a band playing. It feels raw in that way, and it definitely it gives it that kind of the energy. Yeah, it's definitely one that bursts out
some
the
of the riffs
speakers.
are almost grindcore of the way it's like super energetic, but then after they go straight into like a brutal death metal style riff.
Yeah.
Think like Pig Destroyer style energy. That's like the energy of this.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're getting at with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Rotting with Crushed, and for all you parents out there, there's a custom sticker, so you know, okay, so if you're uncomfortable with your child seeing any gore, fist fuck, blood, sexual torture, butchery, blasphemy, Christian castration, vileness, and decay, don't show them this. But
yeah, look, keep it on the top shelf.
They'll find it.
They can't reach it. Absolutely. Right.
It's a little hot to the touch.
A little bit spicy.
There's such a thing as streaming services now, so you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You're screwed. Your kid's traumatized.
Your kids, if not your kids having a lot of fun, and you don't know it about it, huh?
That's the best kind of fun when you're a kid. It's like, I'm not meant to be listening to this.
Listen to this, or I'm not meant to be
that,
playing
that
this,
formed
I'm not
my
meant to be
entire
watching
fucking
this.
taste in everything. Like, horror movies, I'm not allowed to watch these. Eminem, I'm not allowed to listen to him. That was my whole childhood.
I was never. I was like at the age of like what 7 or no, it was earlier than that. I was still living in France. No, so it must be like 5 or 6. My brother and I knew who Eminem was, and my mum would just like let us listen to that. So you know, I never had the. It's never for me been the fact that it's like, oh, I'm not meant to listen to this or watching this, because I was always just allowed to. There was one point where I wasn't allowed to play like games that were over 12 just because I started swearing and raging a lot, but you know, that's the story for another day. But like it's not been something that's ever been out of my grasp, but I guess it's just because there's a good community around it, and that's why I like it. Also, Riffs, baby.
Rift City, baby.
It's the Rift City, baby. This is the Rift City, baby.
You know that.
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah, a simple man. I only want 3 things in life.
Yes, rifts and other things.
Yes.
Should I go on to my next album? Okay.
Yeah, you should. That was Rotting with Crushed.
Lovely. No, do listen to that, all brutal death metal fans, because I think it's good. You obviously think it's really great, but yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I've been really getting into it.
Yeah, no, it's a banger. On to my next one. This essentially is a continuation of the trend in my musical listening, where I just want like slam that has been filtered through like dumb fucking hardcore. Like I've gotten bang into this ever since like Body Box and like Snuffed on Sight, and then the other fucking band who had the Wake the Cadaver Dude, and what the fuck were they called? Oh god, I brought them onto the last one. But them, I've been getting bang into all of this kind of stuff, and I have found this band, and they are called Provocation, with the album Forging the Gods. So essentially what this is like if early Waking the Cadaver was good, right? It's similar kind of thing, where it's like slam played with a fuck ton of fucking breakdowns in it. And it's like, and what I like to call slam downs, where it's like a breakdown which slows right down, but it's still got the slam going on. This stuff is like crack to me some days. I just wake up in the morning and I need stuff like this in my headphones, just as I'm fucking cleaning the house or whatever.
Everything to do with underneath the umbrella of death metal is like fucking crack to me, and I'm like a serial addict. Like I need to listen to at least one of these once a day, just to be able to live.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little bit of an addiction. But recently, this style of like very hardcore influenced slam is just, I can't stop. I can't get enough of it. I fucking love it. And this is, it's fucking thick, spelt with 3 C's, and it is moshy as shit. Like this is the sort of stuff which I can imagine this being played live would get a crowd to just start hitting each other. You know what I mean? Like it's got that really aggro, moshy, like hardcore kind of energy to it. It's super nasty. It's really, really fun. One thing which I found quite fun as well, because I was listening to it, I was like, I literally had the thought of, this is like if early Waking the Cadaver was good. And then I noticed a lot of the last track was like 10 minutes long, and the music ended at like 3 minutes. I was like, there's a fucking hidden track here. Like that's the thing, hidden tracks don't work anymore. If you're like, if you're playing this, if you're playing the CD, maybe, but like now it's like the music stops and I can see there's another 12 minutes. I wonder what's at the end of that. But I skipped to the end of it, and they did a fucking cover of chased through the woods by a rapist by waking the cadaver. I was like,
Right,
oh,
right.
my prediction was right. They clearly actually like a bit of waking the cadaver, which is funny because back in the day, like I've said before, that band was a fucking laughing stock. But I think
Yeah,
their sound always
they
had.
were the meme of the moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like their fucking drummer needed a metronome. They were sloppy as all fuck, and the vocalist sounded like a cricket. But now I quite like cricket sounding
Yes.
vocalists, and
Shredded wheat.
I like beat, I like shredded wheat. But yeah, really super fun. Yeah, if you want some beatdowns in your slams, man, this is one of the better examples I've found of this stuff recently. Oh, and I remember the other band I was trying to think of, Hate Diplomacy, with the guy from Waking the Cadaver. Yeah. So if you like things of that like nature, if you like Snuffed on Sight, Body Box, Hate Diplomacy, all that kind of thing, like early Waking the Cadaver, even if you like that kind of thing, like, mate, you need to get on this, because I've never seen this talked about anywhere either. Like, I literally found this from like just looking, like going on Rate Your Music and going, I want something with a combination of slam and beat down hardcore, and it gave me this. It's good fucking time. Highly recommended. I'll just get up the thing. The album is called Forging the Gods by the band Provocation. Very, very nice stuff. Highly recommended for any and all mosh fans. It's very good. What's your next one for me, mate?
I picked another brutal death metal classic, but you know, maybe some people don't
Really?
know it. Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed.
No, but this one is like genuinely a classic. It's like crushed. Like I think lots of people know that, but lots of people in brutal death metal definitely know this one. This is Cenotaph with puked genital purulency.
I know Cenotaph, yeah.
Yeah.
Good band.
Yes. Can I just say the album cover's like fine. I think it's a pile of like vomited viscera along with a little tudger in there somewhere. That's what it looks like. But it's too dark to really see what's going on, honestly.
Lovely.
And but what's wrong with the font of the fucking name of the album, Puke General Purity? It's like off to the right, it's slightly cut off at the bottom, and it's just like standard word font on a fucking computer. What?
So this album cover was not designed by a professional typographist, then?
I don't think so.
No.
But either way, Cenotaph hail from Turkey. And what can I say? This is just gore-filled catchiness, in the words of Jimmy from the Block.
Lovely.
From him. There was one like clip that he played, and it's just this bass part, and obviously goes, and the fucking like vocalist just comes in with this great sounding scream, and it's been stuck in my head ever since I've heard it. It is genuinely.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah, however, the song titles are not catchy. That song is
sure they're not.
Superimposed Vorsifications, and I don't remember the rest. But like, honestly, brutal death metal with like some catchy parts. So it's not just like and like a power chord and a chug on the low string way. It's like in like selected notes, like actual finger movements, but it's not like tremolo picked. It's just like that all the time, and it's an interesting ride through for like such a brutal album. And
yeah.
Also, they're from Turkey, which is like a place I don't really know whether they have much brutal death metal over there, but it's interesting.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard of like bands literally, I think it's in Turkey, I've heard of bands being literally arrested for playing metal music.
Shit. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like the government over there, like legitimately, like they think of that stuff as like being degenerate to the culture, and they've like, I'm pretty sure that's Turkey. There was a band who looked.
There was, I know what you were on about. There was one band who was like arrested, and or was like going to be arrested, they had a choice, and they continued,
Mm.
and then they got arrested, and then people were fucking kind about it as well, because they were like, oh yeah, let's pay to get these people out, so and
Yeah.
to help them move to a different country, which is crazy that people would do that. That just shows how sometimes in like the widespread metal community, I'm not talking about like the very honed in death metal and brutal death metal stuff, which is the main place where I'm at, but like widespread metal community, sometimes we can come together, but half the time we're just arguing all the fucking time.
Yeah, but I think if there's one thing that will bring us all together, it's like this band got arrested for playing metal in like I think that happened in like 2015 or something, and it was
on
just like
recently as well. I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was only recently that they were gotten out. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean that was fucking like shocking. It was like why the fuck is this happening in like the current times? Like Jesus Christ, like fucking sort it out. But yeah, no, people did manage to get them out, and they paid for like them to find residency in another country, which obviously is more liberal and not going to fucking chuck you into jail for playing music they don't like. It's thank fuck for that, really. But yeah, no, Turkey isn't a place I hear of much metal. I mean, if that's the kind of circumstances metal bands can expect to be met with, I can't say it's particularly surprising. But no, sick that there is some gore-filled catchiness coming out of Turkey. That man,
yeah, it is so fucking good.
I do love me some catchy. Absolutely love me some catchy.
But yeah, no, the song titles are not catchy. Just in case if you thought that was the thing. They're like long song titles with just a bunch of random words strung together about shit about genitalia.
Lovely. That's what we like.
Brutalized and such. But honestly, also this vocalist sounds sick. It's because I was talking about like dry heave lows. This genuinely sounds like he's got like a bit of in the fucking background of his fucking vocals. It's insane. Well, I guess that's not what dry heaving is it? But it sounds like really fucked with the throat. Yeah, dry heaving is where he's like puking. So different, but
yeah,
that kind of shit.
Yeah, classy. No, cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to get on that.
Cenotaph with a puked genital purulency. It's also a fun one to say, honestly. I like that.
Yeah, no, like that definitely rolls off the tongue in quite a pleasing way, doesn't it? Puked genital purulency. No, I fucked it. Let's carry on. I'm just unlocking my phone. Yeah, I know. It's like really should know better by now. All right. Now for something completely different. My next one is kind of a throwback to something I was banging like a style that I was banging to a while ago. And I've just found this, and I've literally, again, I've heard no one talk about this, and I think it's fucking excellent, especially if you're into this style of music. The band are, and please forgive me, I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm gonna go with this. The band are called Mastitium. I think that's how it's pronounced, Mastitium, and the EP is called Tales of the Endless. Now, what these guys basically do is it's melodic death metal, right? But it's like really epic melodic death metal with a bit of a doom thing going on. So the two bands I would definitely compare this to most are like Insomnium and Winter Sun, like especially like old Winter Sun.
Dude,
mate,
Insomnium is that one band that like is like one of the only metal bands that's good if you're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm not saying because they're boring. It's because like they have that atmosphere. I'm not saying they're boring.
Yeah,
not
no.
at all.
Yeah, no, like they've got that quite like sad, melancholy thing going on, which this definitely has quite a lot of.
And
but
also, like they're called Insomnium. I'm pretty sure that was their goal.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like they're at least trying to sound nocturnal, whereas this, there's like a little bit of doom metal, a little bit of black metal as well, but it's like a mellow death record with really great guitar work. Like, I mean, really excellent. And there's some fucking choruses on here which like where there's some like actual sung vocals, and some of them are just fucking absolutely fantastic. Like, I can imagine like singing these with a beer in my hand at a festival if those ever happen again. Shit. But yeah, really like excellent, very very like very epic, very like emotionally driven. Yeah, really sweeping and grand and excellent. If you like melodic death metal, this is some of the best I've heard in that style for a very long time. I can't say I've heard any melodic death metal which is good at this year. Maybe not in the last couple of years. And one thing that's really crazy to know. So I'm pretty sure this started off as a one-man project, and it was done as a school project by this dude. I think he's like 18 or something. And he did it as a school project, and then he submitted it to some record labels. And one of the record labels was like, yeah, we'll definitely be up for releasing stuff from you. And he managed to hook up like actual musicians to play with him. And so, yeah, it's all like the brainchild of this one dude. And when you consider that as well, it's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know how one person writes this. Like, it's just too, yeah, it's just sweeping and grand. Like, I feel as though I'm like at the top of a mountain. Like, you know, and it gives me that feeling of being on top of a mountain with the wind sweeping through my hair. It's bloody lovely, man. I really highly recommend it. It's very, very good. Quite cleanly produced as well, but I'm quite picky with clean production in metal, but I think it really suits this. Like, because it gives it that kind of that shimmer, which I think this kind of music definitely benefits from. But yes, that sounds like your kind of thing, and I thought I'd throw that in to just offset just the waves of brutality that we subject the listeners to. That sounds like your kind of thing. Mastitium. That is literally how it's spelled. Mastitium with Tales of the Endless.
It's
really...
It's ironic, especially with the thing that I was talking about yesterday. And yesterday, but it was uploaded today, wasn't it? Yeah. About one of the cattle facts that everyone just really wants to know, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. But right, that's really, really good. If you want some good melodeath, yes, mate. Big up. What's your next one?
Everyone fucking knows this band, especially if you're into slam. You can't escape them. But I don't know if everyone's listened to this, and I've got to be honest. I jammed this like so fucking much during this entire month. Basically, there's a distribution called Brutal Mind, who I believe are from Indonesia. And recently they hooked up with Indie Merch Store, and obviously they're releasing it on their own Brutal Mind thing. But for the Americans, because they only have an Indonesian store and a European store, which for some reason, I'm from Europe, but I can't get the European store to load. It just whenever I click on it, it doesn't load up. So I guess I'm fucked.
Have you sent them an email?
No, but I should probably try that. I might try it on a different device or on a different account. But either way, I saw them post about the fact that they got the ability to resell on cassette the Abominable Putridity's 2006 demo.
Yes,
they got to re-release that on cassette, and it's in all the fun colors. I believe it comes on white, purple, blue, pink, and red and green. So yeah, you got some choice. I think I might be grabbing one at some point. But yeah, so after that I was like, dude, I need to listen to that fucking 2006 demo again. But they have a demo compilation that they released in 2019, which is on Spotify, called Demolisher. Play on words. words, demolisher.
Yeah.
It has the shitty CG album cover of like all the 2000s brutal death metal bands, but this was released in 2019. But you know what? It has charm. And honestly, this thing's like, because whenever I think of Abominable Putridity, I think more of like the latest album, or what's it called?
Anomaly,
the
anomaly
anomalies.
thing.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
with
that
the
one.
big monster, because that one has like some technical parts. Because there's like letting them fall. There's that one that's and it has like a fucking gen part and everything. But this is like straight, just like devourment style slam. And because I think on like the later albums it became, because originally they're from Russia, but on the later albums, like it was the dude from Disgorge and many other bands. I've forgotten his name, even though he's a legendary vocalist. But he started doing vocals for them, and the band just started becoming predominantly US or something like that. But originally they're from Russia, and dude, they sound really fucking different. Like on the demo shit, it's genuinely just like chunky slam shit without like any technical parts or the fucking obsession with space.
Yeah, which I'm always down for. But yeah, like back in those demos, the other thing that really stands out is that obviously they would go on to like have quite a clean production sound, which suited them.
Oh, these things sound raw, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that demo sounds like scuzzy as shit. Like it's got that real like, you know, like raw, unpolished kind of thing going on. Which of course,
the first track on there called "Entros Full of Vermin," like that, I jam that so much. It's so catchy.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, no, I haven't listened in a while, but I do remember those demos being pretty fucking nasty.
Now I just got to think of what funny color I have to choose.
Oh mate, I mean, I'd go for purple or green because those are what.
That's exactly what I was gonna like. That's exactly what I've been debating, because the standard one's white, but or red, but like literally everything I have is white or red. So green's one of my fucking favorite colors, and purple is also a gnarly ass color. So you know.
Absolutely. No, I personally would go for the purple or the green just because they're both pretty fucking goth, and I do have quite a gothy tasting colours, to be honest. I like.
It's like more of the fluorescent type, like the neon style green that I really like.
Yeah, so, that acid green. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, precisely. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, no, definitely snag one of those. I do remember thinking that those demos were fucking wicked though. Like it's really cool to hear them play in such a raw style. I mean, because I do love the
I love them now. I still love what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's definitely a lot cleaner and it's a lot more techy, right? Whereas it's nice to just hear them play some down and dirty, unpolished slams. It's nice, you know. Absolutely.
Yes. So that was the Abominable Putridity. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, Abominable
Putridity.
With the demos. And
go
shit and puke.
Go listen to them because it's quite good. Right, on to my next one now. This one is kind of put here as a mark of respect. Also because I haven't heard many people talk about this at all. I don't know if it's because I'm not primed into the right outlets, but it feels like they should be, considering this next one's Bodom After Midnight with Paint the Sky with Blood. So but like this is essentially the last recorded output from legendary Children of Bodom guitarist Alexei Laiho before he, as most people know, he passed way too early, just to the end of last year. But this is an EP of 2 original songs and a dissection cover. And
nice.
This is the thing is, this is like one of the most bittersweet things I've listened to for a long time, because these 2 songs to me kind of sound like he deliberately wanted to go back to like the older kind of like Bodum sound, particularly like on Hate Crew Death Roll, like that kind of era of Bodum, which I have such a soft spot for that era of
Yeah, I've
Bodum.
never
Like,
really got into Children of Bodom, but you know.
yeah, no, they're definitely like a very generational band, like because around that time when they rose to prominence, there were not many bands. They were an anomaly in mainstream metal because they were fucking big for like a very European sounding, very power metal influenced melodic death metal band. Like these guys were playing like melodic like metal, like with like they're really shreddy. Like I mean, Alexi was a fucking godlike guitarist, right? He was probably the first. I'd say he probably was the first metal guitarist I really liked who was a proper like old school lead player, like a real shred, like god kind of thing. So yeah, his death hit me really fucking hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a formative band for me. And this is it's bittersweet because these two tracks that we get essentially seem to be like him going back and redoing like that old sound, but doing it so well. And it like legitimately, these two tracks that we get are just bad fucking ass. Like it's like that kind of really like over the top fucking like super shreddy stuff, but with that slight like they've always had a little bit of like Pantera-ish groove here and there too. It's like really fucking. It's got some real big bollocks on it, and it's just so lovely to hear that this was his final output was so good. But of course, it's also super sad because it's like, man, like what could have come of this? Like it's just sad that we're not gonna hear any more from him. You know, such a great guitar player, and man, to hear him covering Dissection. I mean, I'm a huge Dissection fan. So to hear him go for that melodic black metal sound, which has always been an influence on him to a degree, but to kind of hear him fully embrace that, but give it that Bodum kind of edge. It's fucking lovely. I love it. I got goosebumps the first time I heard it. It's gritty, and plus it's like is it Let Sleeping Angels Die? I think it's called. Terrible songs artwork, but it's like one of their most renowned like songs, and it's a really good cover. So and yeah, no, considering the fact that you know it's the last recorded output from like a legendary metal guitarist, like one of the most recognized of his generation. Like I feel as though more people should be talking about this man, and I haven't seen much chat about it, so I really wanted to put it here just to say, if you have ever given any form of a shit about Children of Bodom now or in the past, this deserves your time. It's only an EP. There's only 3 tracks, so you know, listen to it, see what you reckon. And I reckon if you have liked Children of Bodom at any point, you're going to like it. It's really, really, really good. Although I've got to say, the album they did, it was now their last record, which is depressing. But I felt like that went under the radar. Not enough people talked about that, and it was fucking great. But yeah, I've always been a big old fan of Children of Bodom. That's like one of my go-to drinking bands, man. I love listening to Children of Bodom after I've had some tipples. But yeah, Paint the Sky with Blood by Bodom After Midnight. Go listen to it, man. It's like it's a lovely, lovely little release. It's sad, but it's also like for this to be your final output, fucking going out with a bang. Why not? You know, good stuff. Good stuff. What's your next record?
My next record is one that I couldn't hold to myself, so I shared it with you. I don't know if you listened to it, but they come from Slovakia. And they are called.
I haven't listened to this yet. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Erytrosy with the album Incomplete Minds. This is very unique in like the realm of death metal. I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd track, but technically the 2nd song, but 3rd track. There's like the intro to it has this very melodic passage with a lead guitar part. Dude, when was the last time you like actually had a melodic lead guitar part in a brutal death metal song?
It's not particularly common, no.
No, exactly. And it's like it's empowering sounding.
Lovely.
So I thought that was very interesting, and as well for this to come out from Slovakia, it's just some random ass place. Where I mean, also. It doesn't detract from the fact that they've got some chunky ass riffs as well, but genuinely,
of course, naturally.
Yeah, and I just can't. That's just synonymous with the words brutal death metal. And yeah, so I don't really know like what to say because it's so unique and like that's like the best way to describe it in one word. It's just not one word. You fucking dumbass. That's a lot more than one word.
No, it's all good. I get what you're saying.
No, but it's just probably one of the best ways to describe it. In just like it's just that it's unique, has melodic passages. Also, production on this is like slightly cleaner. And yeah, I don't know if the guy's speaking Slovakian. However, I will say I was very depressed because I went onto Discogs because I knew this thing was not going to be available anywhere. This came out in like I think 96.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, it had that going for it because there were a few brutal death metal bands that had done some releases by then, so they knew how to kind of craft it and make it their own kind of thing. But yeah, I looked on Discogs. There hasn't been a re-release of it or anything. And I was like, oh, holy shit, there is a version because on CD there is none, but there was a version on cassette. Fucking hell, it's 95 pence as well, dude. This fucking album's rare as shit. And then I look at it and the condition is poor, and I was like, oh fuck. Basically that means I'm buying it to burn it, right?
Yeah.
I'm so sad because that means that probably means that I'm gonna receive it and I'm gonna open up the fucking cassette case and like
it's just gonna fall apart.
Gonna be everywhere and they're gonna be like cut. Yeah.
And
then when I finally I'll have to like put sticky tape to stick it together, and on like there'll be one reel of tape that's fine, but throughout each fucking reel it skips like it's like you can hear like 5 seconds and it skips right to the end.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair,
that made me pretty
being able to own something like this, it's gonna.
Yeah, you did say
feel good.
It might be good just to buy it, to have it to own, which I guess you're right.
No, absolutely.
But either way, yeah, that's Erytrosy with Incomplete Minds. If you want some melodic and very unique brutal death metal, listen to Erytrosy.
I'm an idiot for not listening to this yet, because if there's two things that I like from brutal death metal, it's stuff that has a melodic side and something that comes off unique. So I need to sort my fucking game out and get on this as soon as possible, along with all of you. I'll definitely be listening to that. That sounds like a bit of me. My next album, I found a very interesting article that took me way back into the days. I'm getting a bit nostalgic this month, I can't lie. I think it was it Loud? Not Loudwire. It was another one of these fucking. No, it wasn't Loudwire. But like, some of them, they posted like 30 classic deathcore records that helped shape the genre, and I was into this stuff when it was coming out. I was bang into it as it was all happening, and it's a period of my life which I do hold a warm place in my heart for that whole period, because there was some cool stuff. And I got reminded of an album I have not listened to in fucking forever. I literally don't think I haven't even thought about this record since like about 2010, right? They were always like, they never really got much in the way of traction, but amongst people who knew, they were like, these guys are like the deathcore band in terms of being legitimately great. In fact, I will almost say I wouldn't necessarily call it deathcore. It just right, but let me say the fucking band. The band are called Animosity, and the album's called Animal.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So I'd say this is regarded as deathcore because it came from a bunch of hardcore kids wanting to write death metal, but it doesn't really come off like deathcore most of the time. This is super fucking techy, but in a really live, raw way. This band's drummer is a fucking nutcase, and this band don't write songs as much as they just throw about 20 fucking riffs at you and then leave. It's fucking wild. I'm not mental about the vocalist, but Jesus fuck. This is one of those albums where it's like, sometimes you just want to, and we all feel this as metal fans, It's like, I don't just want to hear like 4 riffs in a song. I want to hear like 30 of them. I just want to be I want to be bombarded with riffs. And yeah, it's like the amount of riffs in this is suffocating. Like, it's ridiculous. And like, it's all held together by this, and the drum tones are so good because it's really live, but you can just tell this guy is just a monster player. So he's constantly switching up, like getting into certain grooves, plus and it all sounds like an actual band playing. It sounds fucking. The production job on this is about as perfect as I can imagine, to be honest. It's just excellent. But yeah, there's some fucking great groove parts. It gets super thrashy at points. Like, it fucking goes into straight blast mode many times. Like I said, I'm not mental about the vocals. They do the job and they're fine, but
yeah.
They're not standout. Whereas to me, yeah, particularly this drummer and the whole band, to be honest, are just on fire for the entirety. And it's like, yeah, 28 minutes of getting fucking your ass kicked by riffs. I don't.
And this is only 28 minutes long. Like,
yeah,
some tech bands like to overindulge in themselves. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Me. Like, and at one point, I'm gonna not listen to you anymore.
Yeah, it's I certainly wouldn't. Like, I only know of this as being a deathcore album because it was always considered one. And I guess there's a couple of breakdownish moments, but it's not. I almost consider this is almost like a mixture of death grind and hardcore to me. It's like but some well techy moments, and it's like definitely got a bit of hardcore elements in the vocals. But man, like, no deathcore bands were getting on this level of technicality. I don't think, like, not many of them anyway. It's just like the switch ups, the amount of switch ups, the way they'll change the groove and the time signature, and like just fucking on whim, completely on a whim. It's just like you're just like going, what the fuck? It's mental. It's fucking great. Yeah, check this album out, man. I really feel as though, even if you don't like deathcore, I feel as though I wouldn't necessarily consider this a straight up deathcore album at all. So if you just want a riff bombardment, Animosity with the band Animal, it's really fucking good. I like the cover too. It's like a print of a like a fucking bear or a dog or something puking. It's like quite like pretty style. It's like purple and green and shit. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's quite a cool album cover. I like it. It's very artistic. But yeah, that's a banger. That is. What's your next banger?
This is the last one. This is the one that you predicted.
Oh baby, oh god. Okay,
so
should you tell them the album first, or should I give them?
No, because I've got a bit of explaining real quick. So
okay. All right.
It was when we were talking to Michael from Barbaric Brutality, or when I was talking to him after we'd done the like thing with him and Seven.
The most ambitious crossover episode of all time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
After we'd done that, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a good show that you guys have got," and he was dappering us up. And then afterwards, it was like, "Yeah, no, like just because I know that you guys are doing the monthly meal roundup thing, I recommend you follow my friend on Instagram, Wired Opposite, in case if you wanted to know." And like, I believe every day he finds 4 like very underground new albums of like death metal and shit like that, and puts it on his fucking page. It's insane that a guy can do that every day.
Yeah,
4 albums.
That's dedication.
Yes, and so one of the album covers caught my eye, and that ended up being Dead and Dripping's miasmatic eulogies, predicating an eternal nocturne.
Yes.
I said that flawlessly. That was impressive.
You fucking did as well. Honestly, big up yourself. That was impressive.
But I was aware of this band when I looked up Dead and Dripping by Cryptopsy on YouTube, and this band came up. But I didn't listen to it. Most of my time was spent trying to figure out how the logo actually said Dead and Dripping. But what I think it is it's D, but like and logo, and then a backwards D. I think that's how it's like dead, and then very very faintly written and dripping. It's like
Yeah, right. It's one
And
of
this is okay.
those.
Also, this is one man plays every instrument
Fuck
on this
off.
fucking album. No,
Fuck
genuinely,
off.
go on his Instagram.
Fuck off. This
There's-
is one man.
This is one
No
man. Go on his
fucking
Instagram.
way.
There's pictures. There's videos of him playing guitar, and there's pictures of him on the fucking drum set.
Are you fucking kidding? This is a one-man
Oh,
project.
I'm not joking. This is one man. Plays
What
every
the
instrument.
fuck is this?
There's no programming.
No.
It's like
This
it's like
is- that's
snuff.
what- that's-
It was just one guy.
Nah,
It's
that's
insane.
fucking
How
preposterous.
does what? No. My main question is, how does one man's brain come up with this?
Mate, that's fucking unbelievable. So in case everyone hasn't already figured out, I was. Should I tell them the story? It's quite fun. It's
Yes.
quite fun. So essentially, Sean had told me that he had found an absolute monster for the Metal Monthly Roundup, and I was sort of like, oh yeah, sweet. And a couple of days later, I was, you know, as you do, I was in a deathy old mood, so I started looking for some new death metal releases, and I came across this album, and I put it on, and before the first track had even finished, I just knew that this was the monster album. I fucking knew it. Obviously, Mr. Brutal Death Metal over here doesn't miss a fucking beat with any of this stuff. He is like the monster of Brutal Death Metal that he is. But the quality of this is so fucking good. It's legitimately so ridiculously mental, in terms of
There's
the
like no
craftsmanship.
fuck ups underneath this microscope. There's no like microscope. There is no fuck up like at all. It's like everything's played to perfection.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and it's super creative. And I just knew, and so I messaged him on Messenger. And I was like, I have a theory. I was like, your monster of an album is dead and dripping, and he just said, shit.
Yeah.
But I legitimately, like, yeah. I'll let you explain how this sounds first, because you brought it on.
Mindfuck. Absolute mindfuck.
Yeah.
Not like a bio noise generator mindfuck levels. Like it has memorable riffs. It has memorable song titles. You can spell what they've actually written. It's not 9.8 millimeter. That song, which I really like that song. But
me too.
But no, it's like I said, the album cover caught me because it's like I'd say like a hag or something like that, like
yeah,
that kind of thing. But it's like a painted art style.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Picasso painting or something, doesn't it? It's got that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's very, very like what's the word? Oh, what's the word that artists use
Abstract.
when it's something like too abstract? That's it.
Yeah,
Abstract.
yeah.
Yes, but it's not abstract to the point of it's like, look, I stacked 2 chairs on top of each other, and I think that made me think of how sad I was. That's abstract art. No, it's like genuinely like this is like fucking, what is it? What's the name? Acrylic paints or a water-based paints, because they're very runny. So yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't really see many death metal album covers with like water-based paints, and it genuinely gives it this like offset vibe because nothing's perfect with water paint. You can't really get it perfect because obviously with it being water, it can be very runny sometimes, and like the thickness varies. I know I fucking paint little plastic models, so, and that's water based. But the thickness can vary, and it's just like really having to try and fixate yourself and get it perfect. But more about the music. It's not like we said it's brutal death, but it's definitely a brutal death metal thing. But it's what did I describe it as? Technical. What's the word? Fucking hell.
It's quite experimental, like in a sense, isn't it?
He had his own term for it. You talk a little bit about it. I'll try and find that term.
Yeah. So I like when I was talking to you about it as I found it, because I found it and I was freaking out at how good it was. Like I can't imagine this not being maybe my favorite brutal death metal record of the year. Like it has to be. It's so fucking unbelievable.
That song I'm excited for is at the end of the year to spell some of our favorite albums.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine this won't be on that list somewhere because to me it sounds like a brilliant mixture of like Cryptopsy and Gorguts are the kind of the two bands
Yes.
that I'd say it kind of takes like the really ferocious, almost like ravenous, brutal like approach of Cryptopsy, but the riffs are like twisted and weird in that kind of like that classic Gorgut sense. So it's like you're getting like
What's that one album that's like super weird?
Obscura by
Gorguts.
Gorguts.
Obscura, yeah.
Yeah, Obscura is fucked up, man. I've only listened to that through once.
Yeah.
It's hard. That album is hard.
That was like when I was getting. That's what I was really like getting into death metal, and then some people were praising Obscura. I'd heard the first record by Gorguts, which is like pretty straight death metal with some catchy riffs inside of it. And I listened to Obscura, and I was like, mate, no, this is not right. I don't. What?
It isn't. It is. Oh,
No,
I will never
point,
ever for the life. I literally until
I was a little
wounded
still at this moment.
Yeah, like
as far as being
the day I
metal,
die.
I also look like a fetus, but you know.
But not anymore. I mean, when I first walked in through your door to do the in-person podcast last week, I was just like, "Oh fuck, you're taller than me now." Oh Jesus!
Yeah, you said, "I'll let the darkness shroud you. I don't want to see how tall you are."
Yeah, no, I have been overtaken, but yeah, I will until the day I die. I will remember that one riff off that first track off of Obscura, where it's like, it's so fucking weird. It's like, it's so fucking, it's like discordant and weird. Yeah, what a strange album. But yeah, this kind of takes that kind of like, yeah, go on.
On the Dead and Dripping website that he's made, I'll read you the description. Dead and Dripping presents album number 2, Rolling Through a Toilet Near You. This CD contains about 40 minutes of what I like to pretend are really solid performances and is loaded with some fairly bizarre and off-kilter shit. You can preview and pre-order the album below if you feel so inclined. If you like 90s brutal death with a bit of extra weirdness, this may be the album for you. I like the fact that he says this CD contains about 40 minutes of what I like to pretend are really solid performances. You don't like to pretend, mate. They just are really solid performances.
The fact that you've now made me aware that this is a one-man project has given this a completely different dimension now. Because even if this was just a group of people, this album is fucking so impressive. It's unbelievable on a musicianship way of looking at it, because the performances on this are all amazing.
But also, I guess, because sometimes you can get multiple people and they're so stubborn on what they want that it has to really be the perfect version, and that's why you get what's good. Otherwise, you have some people their opinions are very interchangeable, and you don't really get anything right because not everyone has found that perfect mix of what it is.
Whereas when it's a one-man band, you can kind of get
when it's like one person writing the riffs. You've got when just one person writing the riffs, sometimes you don't have anyone else's input, so you don't have anyone to say, no, that's absolute dog shit. No one's gonna remember that riff. But if you're good enough and creative enough and like have good ideas, then you can literally just fucking do it, and everyone will love it, and no one will even know it's a one-man band if it doesn't have programmed drums. It's like when I learned Snuffed was a one-man thing. It's like, dude, what?
Stop being so fucking talented. You're making the rest of us look bad.
Yes. I need at least 5 people to sound good. No, I'm joking. I don't even know 5 people that are into this music, so you know. Well, I do, but not people that play instruments or play.
Perseverance is key, my friend.
That's why I'm making a 2-man thing. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, of course, no, we're definitely going to work on something, but more of.
I've got 2 2-man things happening actually, aren't I?
Yeah, they will know about it when it is ready. Yes. But yeah, Dead and Dripping this album, I think, is set to fucking bar this year for death metal in general.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just unreal. Like
I
just
think
fucking such a trip.
it's probably not going to be my best metal album of the year because like 200 Albums is going to drop something, and I'm going to like fucking.
You're gonna nuts.
I'm gonna projectile shit, projectile fucking puke, and projectile ejaculate. Like, and this room will not look the same.
It won't smell the same either.
It will. The stains. I will be a very, very changed man. Because I mean, I eat up that EP like every day. So, you know, when they drop something, well, my life will probably be contained of stalking when they're gonna release shorts and when they're gonna release a fucking trucker hat again. You fucking dickheads, please release shorts in a trucker hat again. I'm begging you.
Hashtag 200 stab wounds.
Release
trucker.
a short and trucker hat.
That's a catchy hashtag.
Yes. It's like my crusade on trying to get the Harvest Floor reissued because Cal Leacat made a post about it getting reissued, and it's like they were like, post this on your story if you want to have Harvest Floor reissued, and I was like, I'm switching over to my personal account and I'm fucking making a post saying that I want this reissued. Because the only one you can fucking find is some guy selling, I think it's the test press, for $133 fucking dollars.
Oh yeah, fuck off. That's ridiculous.
Everything else is unavailable.
Yeah.
I've got, like, it's probably going to be one of the only albums where, because I own it on CD because that's all I can buy it on, and I know that I have to have that album in my collection, but I have to have it on vinyl, and it's probably going to be one of the only albums that I own on. Fucking Jesus, that scared the life out of me. On multiple formats.
Scared the life out of me, mate.
But yes, 200 Albums do that, and yes. Anyway, that was Dead and Dripping with
that album title.
Miasmatic eulogies predicating an eternal nocturne.
Nice. Did it again? No, but yeah, honestly,
it's not a hard title. It's just there's a lot of words. It's not like that one band, the deviancy, or if not the fucking.
Oh fucking hell yeah!
I said it perfectly there. But or if not like the album by Medic Vomiting Pus that I just talked about called Thoraabdominal Viscerectomy. There we go. Once I've said it, once I've managed it once, I can actually do it.
Excellent. Right. Yeah, no, I genuinely like it's not just Sean. I also can't recommend that album enough, man. It's actually ridiculous, and I'm still processing that that's a one-man band. That is outrageous. That is fucking outrageous.
It's just one guy. Go
That's
onto the fucking podcast and explain to us.
Yeah,
we would gladly welcome you. We just want to get people on here. And I know some people are thinking, oh, you're probably just doing it because you know you get exposure. No!
I genuinely want to quiz that dude as to how the fuck he even wrote this.
Anyone, all right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone, please.
Please, just talk to us.
Please.
I want to have friends in this industry. But my age has always fucked it for me.
Mate, but that's a good thing about age is it keeps going up, so you're all right.
Yeah.
Okay. On to my final album, which is again, we're kind of carrying on in a similar vein here because this is more techie, brutey, loveliness, and it's fucking good. The band are, and I mean again, it's I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Kakothanasy. So that's Kakothanasy with their album Dysomorph. So I found this again doing a good old fashioned rate your music dive, looking through for bands. I found these, and while this isn't, I mean, nothing can be quite as unique and as weird and twisted as Dead and Dripping. This is definitely more like straight brutal death metal, but played with that kind of like off-kilter techiness in the rhythms. There's loads of switch ups, loads of like weird time signatures, and it's super like it's kind of like trying to like grab hold of butter. You know, it's like when you listen to it, you kind of like, it's going all over the place, but it's super fucking sick, man. This is, technical brutal death metal, but done extremely well. Really entertaining stuff. Super, I mean, it's slammy as shit, but like, the thing that makes it interesting, instead of it being like, you know, straight 4/4 slams, they'll play a slam, but it's like on a fucked up time signature. So it's got that kind of like thing, you want to do this, but you don't know where the one is. So it's sort of going like, it's fucking wicked, man. I've only listened to this a couple of times.
When there's a good slam, you know, all that you want to do is fucking headbang and punch shit. But
exactly.
Now I've got to do it in a weird time signature.
Now you've got to do it while doing maths in your head. But mate, it's great fun.
You might not hear from me for about a month because I'm going to try and figure out each slam.
It's your homework, but yeah, man, super fucking sick. This
my maths teacher would be impressed. So would my music teacher. So you know what, I might just do
mate,
that.
2 birds, 1 stone. You know what I mean? Like you can, you know what I mean? You're getting your music in. You know, I'm learning like complex time signatures. That's some advanced shit. And you know, like, oh look, I can do like long division now because it's all because of slam. But yeah, this album is super fucking fun. It's really, really good, this. But yeah, again, seems to be a bit of a drum show this week, but this month rather. But fucking hell, this drummer is batshit. Like really, like again, it's all the switch ups again. It's like the way that he'll just like effortlessly just move from like different fucking parts. And it's super, super fun. I mean, there are definitely some moments on it where it does go just some straight ahead slam and it gets like gets nice and chunky, but it never for too long. It doesn't let you rest on your laurels, doesn't let you rest, like it keeps you on your toes. Super engaging in that way, like really rhythmically all over the place. And I haven't really heard anyone talk about this, which I'm quite surprised at because it's fucking strong. If you like technical brutal death metal, which I'm assuming you do to some degree, fucking hell, man, this is a good one. I mean, I literally like found this because the afternoon I found Dead and Dripping, I was so lit up by that album. I was just like, technical brutal death metal, get it in my veins. So I was just like trying to find all of it that I could. And right, back at it again. A small interruption, but like I was saying, after Dead and Dripping, I was just like, I need all of the technical brutal death metal. And none of it is as good because it just isn't, is it? Like that album's on a different level. But I'm glad I found this because this is like I said, sometimes I do want like that kind of really brutal edge stuff, but with a bit more like rhythmic, like fuck around, like kind of thing, because it's a bit more mentally engaging. I don't like zoom out because I'm having to focus on the drumming. It's really, really good stuff, man. The album is called Cacothanasy, with Distomorph. And if you want a bit of tech with your brute, it'll do you. It'll do you proud. Nice. Is that us done for the week? Is that all of our recommendations?
That is us done. Yes.
Holy shit.
At,
man,
11:10.
Holy Christ, I didn't realise it was that late. Time flies when you're having fun, most definitely. I am 100%. I'm going to listen to the stuff of yours which I haven't heard, and I'll get back to you, and so should everyone watching. If any of this sounds like it tickles you, you heard the samples. If any of it sounds good to you,
you get samples now. I've got to sit through like a 2-hour recording to try and find where each one is.
This is why I appreciate you, man, because I don't have that kind of patience.
See, at first, I didn't think I was going to do it, but I mean, before anyways, like when we first started, I'd watch the first few like minutes of it just to hear what we were talking about, and that was it. So I mean, it's not that bad, and it's kind of weirdly therapeutic to just go through the footage and add it in, because when you're done, it's like, man,
absolutely,
I sat here and went through all the trials and tribulations, but also, like I did say in the last episode, but Thank you very much, George, for explaining to me how to get music off of YouTube and shit like that. So, yes, everyone. Thank
Absolutely.
George.
But yeah, and as a result of that, if anybody out there likes what they've heard, give it a listen. Support the bands because they need you. They need your money. And to give us some recommendations. Tell us our recommendation to shit in the comments. Do what you like. You know, what I mean, get in touch with us.
We have not got an update of what we're doing at the end of this week because yes, we're recording on a Monday. This video will probably come out on Tuesday, tomorrow, because I've got nothing to do. And I'm on me holidays at the moment, so that's a good thing. But although we have no idea what we're doing at the end of this week, so we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out on the fly.
If from this we manage to strike up an interview with Julian or the guy from Dead and Dripping or anyone, because I'd love to do another an interview kind of thing where it wouldn't be straight I mean, I'd like to ask what influenced the people, but not just when did you guys form? Just gathering information like that. I'd rather do it as like a conversation kind of thing. That's how I want to do it.
Oh, of course. Oh, I mean, all the best interviews always have that conversational element anyway, don't they? So that would be, I'd love to pick some artists' brains and just chat shit with them, man. That'd be fantastic. But we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Anyone who's made it this far, we appreciate you. Give us a smash that motherfucking like button. No, we're not going to become those people.
Actually, apparently that does work. If you tell the person to subscribe and like and comment, it augments the chances. But either way, we're all on dumb slams, so none of us are going to remember. But for those of you that do, I respect you. You must have had 2 days off of injecting this shit into your fucking veins.
Absolutely.
Crack pipe, blister lips, smoking bitch, or whatever that is in the fucking song "Crackle" by. I forgot what it was. Crack smoking blister lip bitch. That's it. There we go.
Beautiful.
I've been listening to
poetry.
Viral Road. Yes.
It's poetry. Most lovely. No, but yeah, this has been super fun. We'll have no idea what we're doing next week, but we'll let you know when we know. Stay fucking brutal and eat some fucking beans. Love you guys. See you later.